get the first down, and we talked about 2 hands on the ball, but that's not.
He pretty much, Mario Cristobal, had the nerves after the game to throw his running back under the bus. He blamed him for the game. Bunch of chumps, a bunch of bozos, and my respect for Mario Cristobal after throwing his running back under the bus, it's went down tremendously. The Miami meltdown. Is that what we're going to call this? I guess so. Man, oh man, we talked about this a little bit in the Sunday recap, but I've had so many people within the last 24 hours say, Matt, you got to talk about this some more. And I agree with y'all. You're right. We got to talk about this some more. And here's the crazy part about this. I'm sure many of you saw this, and as bad as it looked at that moment in time, what we're going to talk about in tonight's video is going to make it worse than it originally was. The way I worded that was terrible. My apologies. Let me dumb this down and explain it a little bit better. What I'm going to show and tell you in tonight's video is going to give you a whole new perspective on the end of this Georgia Tech Miami game. It was bonkers, mind-boggling, and I think when it's all said and done, it's going to go down as one of the biggest blunders in college football history. And what makes it so bad is even the Cheeto Puff eaters on their couch, they knew to need the ball. It's not even like you got to have a high football knowledge to know this. If there's under 40 seconds to go and the team you're playing has no timeouts and you have the ball and it's not fourth down, you can take a knee and win the game and run out the clock. And I think what makes it even worse is that, okay, you could have the argument of, oh, Miami was flustered, that's why they ran a play. Well, they had timeouts. They could have taken a timeout, then took a knee. That's one thing that nobody's bringing up, and it's why there's zero excuse for this. You had timeouts to gather you guys up and say, okay, we need to take a knee here. And at the end of the game, you saw it. It seemed like they were rushing to get the playoff. Why are you rushing? Call a timeout, dummy. Gosh, man, I don't know what I would do if my team did something like this. If there's any Miami fans watching this video, please tell me what you think about this. I'm so curious. And the only reason nobody's talking about this as much as they should be is because it was Georgia Tech. If this was a big time game, imagine if this was Miami versus Texas A&M. And even at that being said, I still think this is going to go down as one of the dumbest moments in coaching history, at least at the college football level. I don't know if I've seen anything this dumb before, and we'll get to that in just a second. And if you want me to be honest about all of this, that one play and what happened after the play, it signifies what Miami football has been the past couple of years. Boneheaded, and it leaves you scratching your head wondering what in the crap is going on and what in the crap just happened. That play has been Miami football, has it not? Miami's one of the biggest brands out there. They get all the 4 or 5 star recruits in the country, and they can't compete with the big boys. What's going on? Miami's a hot commodity, but yet they can't even get fans to show up to their games. It's weird, man. It's straight up weird. That play it solidifies what Miami football is. It's odd, really odd, but check this out. So apparently and allegedly, I believe it is their quarterback coach or offensive line coach. Hold on, what's his name? I believe his name's Dawson, right? You see him, they got him circled here on the left, something like that. He was telling the coaching staff, hey, we need to take a timeout here. Granted, this is apparently and allegedly. It's hard to tell exactly what he was saying, but a lot of people on Twitter, they're posting that. But guess what? They didn't take a knee. It is what it is. We can play the if, ands, and buts game all day long. They fumbled the ball. Georgia Tech picks it up. But still, even at that, it's not like you're going to lose the game. You're still up 20-17 with under a minute to go. You are in prime and poised position at bare minimum, can't emphasize and harp on this enough, bare minimum to go to overtime. And what happened? I guess this is a coaching mistake, or you can blame it on the players. They let a wide receiver sneak behind the defense. As to how that happens, I have no idea whatsoever. I'm going to say it's a combination of both. It's the coach's fault, the defensive coordinator, and it's the player's fault. You got to know, as a player on that field, you can't allow a touchdown. You can't allow anyone to creep behind you. And yet somehow, some way, it happens. Perfect ending to the game, if you got to ask me. You fumbled the ball when you should have took a knee. Yeah, you deserve to lose. I don't care what any of you say. Miami didn't deserve to win that game. They should have won the game, but they didn't deserve to win it with all those boneheaded mistakes at the end of it. And it goes back to this, and I spoke a little bit about this on the Sunday recap. I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, oh, well, who's at fault here? Do we blame the offensive coordinator? Do we blame Mario Cristobal? Who are we blaming? And to me, at least, I think some of the blame has to go to Tyler Van Dyke. As an athlete, as a quarterback, as a leader of the team, you have to look up at that clock and go, oh, there's under 40 seconds left. You know what? Yeah, coach called a run play here. I don't care. Screw it. I'm snapping this ball and I'm falling on the ground. There's no way I'm handing it off and putting the ball in jeopardy of getting ripped out. That's what you got to do as an athlete. I'm not saying it's all on Tyler Van Dyke. I'm not saying that whatsoever. I'm just giving him, out of percentage-wise, let's say 5 or 10% of the blame. Because I understand he's just trying to do what the coaches want. The majority of the blame, definitely, it goes on the coaches. But what I'm saying is, Tyler Van Dyke, you are a veteran quarterback. You got to know the situation too, my man. And it reminds me of one of my old basketball coaches in middle school. During one of our practices, our coach, he put in a new play and we wound up scrimmaging the defense or the B team, whatever you want to call them, to see if it'd work. And on this play, your shooting guard, small forward, whichever side of the court you went to, he's supposed to pop out into the wing and catch the pass, and then the play goes on. And as we run this play, the shooting guard, he pops out, but his defender's all over him, and he goes back door. I throw the pass to him and he lays it in. And our coach is clapping, blah, blah, blah. He's like, all right, run it again, run it again. And one of my teammates at the time was like, well, coach, that wasn't the play. And I remember he gathered us up and said, you're right. But here's the thing. The plays, they're just sets. They're just to get you running something. He told us this and I'll never forget it. Yeah, the plays are cool and all, but if you see a defender overplaying you or if you see something that can work, you do that. The same thing can be said for football. If there's a run play to the left and the defensive lineman, they just run over the left guard and the left tackle, yeah, try to cut it back right if you can get that angle. The play's all fine and dandy, but like my middle school coach said, the play's just to get you running something, get you in a set. If you see an opportunity to score, you see your defender cheating one way or another, take advantage of them. Do what works. Same thing here. Tyler Van Dyke, I don't care what the coach called. You don't run that play. You take a knee, and then if he wants to scream at you after the game, you deal with that. But guess what? You won the game. But that didn't happen, and I did want to bring that up because some percentage, I don't care what percentage you think it should be, but some has got to go to Tyler Van Dyke for not knowing the situation himself. Like I was saying, though, they fumble the ball, and you're thinking, okay, worst case scenario, they get the field goal. But no, they score a touchdown and win the game. Well, here's what got me pretty upset with Mario Cristobal. After the game, his press conference, post-game press conference, whatever you want to call it, Mario Cristobal had the nerves after the game to throw his running back under the bus. He blamed him for the game. He said, yeah, we practiced having two hands on the ball, but we just didn't do it. But also, let me show you this first. Before he threw his running back under the bus, you know what he said? Oh, I thought we would have got the first down on the play. Like, what? You don't need a first down. You need to take a knee. I just can't get over this. What was this dude talking about after the game? Matt, roll a clip.
Mario, why didn't you guys take a knee on that play?
When the drive started, it was going to be at 157, and we burned about 127 off, and then it was recalibrated. Should have taken the timeout right there at the end. Thought you could get the first down, and we talked about two hands on the ball, but that's not good enough to take a knee.
It was 3rd and 10 on that fumble play. Is that you're saying that you could have got the first down? Is that why you guys didn't go ahead and take a knee on that play?
We should have taken a knee.
And I'm glad this reporter called him out on it because he's like, bro, what are you talking about? And Mario Cristobal realizes he messed up. He's like, oh, yeah, I can't get my way out of this one. Yeah, we should have took a knee. My bad. Idiot, man. Straight up idiot. But the part I'm mad about I don't care for his excuse talking about we should have got a first down. That's whatever. I just can't believe he had the nerve to throw his running back under the bus. I don't care if your running back handed the ball to the other team. As a head coach, when you make a blunder that bad, you shouldn't even dare think about blaming one of your players. You never do that. Never, ever, ever do that. I don't care what the circumstance is. Especially after a heartbreaking loss like that. I feel bad for this Miami football team. Not the coaching staff. I feel bad for the players. I feel for the running back. I can't imagine how he's feeling. I feel for the defense. They was put in a terrible position. They thought the game was over, and next thing they know, they got to get out there and get a game-winning stop. They can't do it. I feel for all the players on the team, but the coaching staff, you can kick rocks. Bunch of chumps, a bunch of bozos, and my respect for Mario Cristobal after throwing his running back under the bus, it's went down tremendously. I had no real opinion of this guy before this game because I just don't care enough about him, but after this game, yeah, lost a lot of respect. You have arguably the biggest meltdown in college football history, and your immediate response is to say, oh, yeah, but whoa, my running back, he didn't have two hands on the ball. Really, bro? Really? Why don't you be a man and say, you know what, I effed up. It's my fault. That's what I got to say about it. Let me know your thoughts down below. But